Hello guys, this is Greg from CGB Presents, and today I'll be starting a new series called This Gun is Awful. The first gun I'll be testing is the L86LSW. This gun is a light machine gun. The aim of this series is to basically improve your ability with the bad guns in the game. So I figured the first gun I'd use would be this, because basically it's the first LMG you unlock. And in this game, LMGs are pretty much useless. They have almost no use in the game. So I figured this would be a good way to start. This gun has a high recoil, and not just in the Y direction, but also in the X direction. And by this I mean it has a horrible vertical and horizontal recoil. And as you're about to see when I fire and aim down the scope, it goes everywhere. See that? It's a really rapid recoil in all directions. This makes it hard to keep accurate on the player. So one thing I do advise is maybe to use short spray, so trigger, trigger, trigger like that, rather than holding down. However, I do not do this in the game because, well, I didn't do that well with it. Anyway, here I got a Predator, and yeah, I managed to get a single kill, even though there was a double there. That's the first issue with this gun, is the high recoil. So to counter this, you can crouch, as that reduces the recoil slightly, or even go prone. Another issue is the slow rate of fire. Compared to all the other guns in this game, like the LMGs and the assault rifles, this gun is a slow rate of fire, and that means at close range, where you don't have to be so accurate, this gun you have to be accurate because you haven't got many shots. You haven't got the ability to waste shots with this gun. It really doesn't fire fast. So that means that you really want to avoid any close combat situations. So I advise looking down long lines of sight and staying well away from the enemy. And it also has bad mobility. So to improve this, I use the Stalker perk. I think I use Stalker Pro. And so you'll notice that when I'm aiming down the sight, I walk really fast. And that is really good, because this gun, the bad recoil means that you can't really hip fire very well. So you want to be aiming down the sight a lot. So that's why the Stalker Pro is good with this class. And that leads me nicely onto my other point, which is the fact that you have really bad mobility with this weapon. In this game, it's a bit of a twitch shooter. You don't have much time to avoid bullet fire. By this I mean, say if you get hit, and your screen goes red, you really want to find cover fast, because you're likely to be killed by the situation. But if you have an LMG like this, you're moving slowly, and it's going to be hard to find that cover. So yeah, that's another issue with this. So there isn't really a lot you can compensate to with this. You just have to stay away from the enemy, I guess, and also don't go around corners, because that is pretty much a death trap with this weapon. Oh god, what happened there? That was horrible. Good. Anyway, I executed him, so that's pretty cool. Another issue I have with this weapon is the iron sights. The iron sights on this weapon really aren't good. Now, because I wanted to make this a bad weapon, I didn't put iron sights on it, but I would recommend you putting iron sights on this weapon, because the sights on this weapon really aren't that accurate. And coupled with the fact that it has bad recoil, it makes it quite hard to fire sometimes. And yeah, I really wanted to make this the worst class I could possibly make out of the LMGs, and so basically I added the silencer onto it, and the silencer takes away the best perk of LMGs. And if you don't know, LMGs don't have a damage drop-off, so they do the same damage to do at close range as they do at far range, but putting the silencer on means they have a damage drop-off like all the other guns. So I would strongly advise. Look at that, did you see that? Killed me with my own claymore. Anyway, yeah, I'd strongly advise not using a silencer on these weapons, because it takes away their main advantage. Overall, I'd give this gun a rating of 4 out of 10. It's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was, and I managed to get a really quite decent gameplay with it in my first couple of tries, so I was really impressed with that. If you look there, that's what I was talking about, by keeping the enemy far away from you as possible. And the game's about to wrap up here. Thank you very much, guys. So I've rated the L86LSW 4 out of 10. I'd recommend you give this gun a go. Although LMGs are pretty useless in this game, I quite enjoyed using this gun. Please leave me a comment about which gun you'd like me to use next. Thanks, Greg. 20 and 3. Pretty darn good. With a terrible gun. damage drop off like all the other guns. So I would strongly advise. Look at that! Did you see that? Killed me with my own claymore. Anyway, yeah, I'd strongly advise not using a silencer on these weapons because it takes away their main advantage. Overall, I'd give this gun a rating of 4 out of 10. It's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was, and I managed to get a really quite decent gameplay with it in my first couple of tries, so I was really impressed with that. If you look there, that's what I was talking about, by keeping the enemy far away from you as possible. And the game's about to wrap up here. Thank you very much, guys. So I've rated the L86LSW 4 out of 10. I'd recommend you give this gun a go. Although LMGs are pretty useless in this game, I quite enjoyed using this gun. Please leave me a comment about which gun you'd like me to use next. Thanks, Greg. 20 and 3. Pretty darn good with a terrible gun.